Time to finish these scrapbooking pages I did in 2012. I would pre-sort photos and papers and then save them in Ziploc bags, kind of like making a kit, which comes in handy when you're trying to finish something you started 12 years ago. I printed most of these using the Epson PictureMate, which I absolutely loved. You can print all different sizes, but I can only buy aftermarket ink for it now. I like to sand the edges of the photos to give it a white edge, and I'm using this Heidi Swap Distresser, I don't know if she still makes those anymore, to get this sort of rough edge around the papers. I like using a combination of different textures when I do my scrapbooking pages. These papers were by Cosmo Cricut, and I don't think they're in business anymore making papers. I made a wave out of one of their patterned papers and made some more out of just foam sheets. The foam adds a little bit of dimension and peeks out from beneath the photos. And I like this pattern paper to make a wave, just a contrast. I must have given away all my foam sheets because I had to go buy more, but doing the second page, I'm going to mimic the first page so that the design on the waves kind of continues. To make the pattern wave pop, I just kind of inked it with that blue. I love pictures of my boys happy. This is Ethan. So I'm going to add his name out of different chipboard letters. I always have the other facing page next to me so I can see how the pages flow. There's me when I was younger and thinner, wiping fingerprints off the photos. I mounted Ethan's photo on orange, and I'm going to ink with blue around the edges. Then my idea is to raise it using some scrap foam or foam dots and hide a journal box. His name kind of fades in with that paper, but I want to see the pattern behind it. So I'm auditioning a couple of different colors of vellum paper that I have. I love this color, but it's a little bit too turquoise. Okay, sticking with the light blue. I'm going to do ripped edge because that's kind of the vibe of this page. And I'm going to rough guess where these letters are going to sit and rip the top of that heading as well. Okay, I don't like that there's too much vellum showing, but first I'm going to mount these letters. I'm just using a glue gun. The adhesive on the back of these letters has long disappeared, so you're better off just gluing them down. I'm using a regular index card as my journaling card, and it's going to sit behind the photo, and then I'll make a little tab for it. I had this scrap foam, so I decided to use it instead of using up my foam dots and foam squares. And for the tab, I just took a piece of paper, folded it in half, and added a brad. Now I'm going to use a glue gun to adhere the photo onto the actual scrapbook page, which is kind of risky because you can't reset glue gun stuff. But here goes. Now, I'm journaling many, many, many years later. I mean, Ethan's already 20. He turns 21 this year. So my journaling will include that I'm writing this many years later, and I'll make some notes about where he is in his life today. Then on the back of that card, I'll write what this event was about, which is visiting a water park in Dubuque, Iowa, and spending the day with his cousins. Next, I'm going to glue this title down using the glue gun again. I'm putting it behind the letters so that you can't see it from the front. And it's easier for me to do this if I turn the page upside down, so that's what I'm doing. And then glue and press. I want to tuck the vellum underneath that photo. Now I just need to add some of these little bubble dots. The page is kind of cramped enough, so I'm only going to add 3 of these. Okay, that's it. Page is done except the journaling. So this event took place in 2009. I think I stopped printing photos in 2010. And here's how the pages flow together. Here is a wider shot. You can see my t-shirt. Okay, turn your phone sideways. This is what the pages look like. I have one more 2-page layout for these photos, and I'll be laying out the photos kind of like a storyboard. I work in film and television, so I use storyboards a lot. So like and follow if you want to learn about storyboard scrapbooking and how to let the photos tell the story.